Hey, it's Random Pop Culture News Freak here again, Mr. Manny Wolverine. Guys, are on George's channel. Finally, on social media style links such as Twitter X, YouTube, Instagram, all that good stuff. Also, like I always do say, not trying to pull your twist your guys' arm or hand if you want to. Just saying, you don't have to, but if you feel like it, like, share, comment, and if you really care about my stuff, hit the bell notification and subscribe, my guys. Anyways. The Gaslight District. That's what it says. Glitch. I don't know if this is going to have anything to do with one of their other two shows that created, like the Murderous Drones series, or it was the other big one that made them really, really popular almost 2 years already. Since then, it's like late 2023, and then the 4 episodes they made in 2024. I think the last one was like January. They might have did like 2 months ago. I think it was episode 5. I don't know if they're going to stop to episode 12 or they're going to stop to episode like 22, 24, because that's usually what a season usually recommends. If it's not 11 or 12 episodes, that's at least be 22 or 24 episodes. So I don't know, but since they're an indie studio and they're not like a mainstream corporate media studio that has billions and billions of dollars to like burn, like the old school ones from the 90s and 2000s that were around. Rest in peace to Cartoon Network, because their buildings aren't there anymore, but I don't know if they ever end up making another headquarters studios for Cartoon Network in California or not, or they just let it die. But the ones that are obviously the big two still are around, even though they're failing like a mother effer real bad, but they're probably doing it on purpose because they probably got their agenda, evil Illuminati Freemason purposes regardless. It's definitely Disney, obviously. I mean, if you don't believe me, like, look at the old school symbolism that they have in a lot of their stuff. Scary stuff, really, especially the Walt Disney. Oh Lord! Even though, granted, I don't want to get into religion or any of that shit, because I know I was raised as an evangelical Christian in my household back in the day, but I didn't really like practice it though. That's the thing. But I never got into like witchcraft or demonology or any of that shit either, because I know not to f around with that either. One thing I'll tell you is this: is I do. And people really think after Walt Disney passed away and he's gone, deceased after that, and he made it to heaven. There's no way. Actually, him being like a grand wizard and mega mason mother effer. I'd just probably burning in a really, really bad place in hell right now. And that's when people, you're being a hater of Disney and stuff. Like, my personal opinion, that's probably fact, more than just opinion. Even though I didn't know the dude personally, he was born way, way before I was alive. It was like 1905 or 1910 or something. I don't know. Other than that, there's that one and Nickelodeon that's still around. I don't know how Nickelodeon got back. It was like the late 70s, early 80s. I'm not sure who was behind that. I think the ones I know that was behind it was like the Viacom Studios. And the only 2 ways they're even relevant nowadays is because it's 2 shows that keep going. It was 2, now it's 1 now. It used to be SpongeBob and Fairly Oddparents. Now it's just SpongeBob and that's it. It is what it is. I'm sorry for now. Let's see how good this one is. I only got like 2 little bits of information and news, internet news to share with you guys. I got 2 more videos I'm going to do after this and after that. Probably won't see me until either not next week or probably see me the week after. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. Gaslight trailer. Let's see what it's about. Should be good. That's it.
Dad? What do we do now?
You stay by our side, kid. Now, follow my lead.
April 18th, okay. Next month. Alright.
A tasty take.
Alright, I'll get to thoughts, views, opinions, speculations, and alright, so thoughts, views, opinions, speculations. I'm getting like 3 types of vibes of old school artists that did their stuff like this back in the days. Like, The dude that did Invader Zim, I don't know who the artist, the freaking animator artist was for Invader Zim. And I also got a lot of like old school like inspiration from like the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. I do Tim Burton. Tim freaking Burton. I know you probably couldn't hear it when I was saying, oh, that looks like Tim Burton there. Like Tim Burton art style work. Like I got a lot of Coraline and Corpse Bride, Nightmare Before Christmas, James and the Giant Peeps, like stop motion sort of vibes with that. And something I grew up in that era in the 90s, 2000s, that was a bomb ass time to be a kid at that time. If you were a 90s, 2000s kid, you know what was up. If you're in your early mid late 30s, early mid late 40s, you know how good those animations were back in the day. If you were animation cartoon fucking fanatic like my ass was back in the day, you appreciated a good storytelling like that. You know, a lot of the storytelling, as sad as it is, because even though granted I wasn't into politics when I was a kid, or even as a grown adult, I just never got into it. I saw a lot of like, even this is even way before the dude Trump was president too. The first time and then the second time where he is now. It's just, I always saw a lot of like anger and rage and division, like regardless of which side it was. You know, granted, I don't believe in either of the sides anyways. It's just all fucking psyop from the government regardless, because it's just to have normal people just have hatred and anger at each other for all eternity. When really the real enemies is people we don't see. I see it every day. I say it in almost every single one of the end of my videos. It's fools like Schwab and Gates and stuff like that. I mean, even them. And Bezos and all of them. It's probably not even them. And the other fools like Soros and all those fools, like even other people I don't even never heard of. If anything, it's not the banker cartel fools that run this planet. It's other higher entities beyond the president. It's not these fools that are the governors, the senators, the president, the vice president, the congressmen, all the branch fools. These are all just straw men that have a lot of money and a lot of, like, mental, at least, power. They don't actually have control over your life until you give it to them. And you decide to be a dumbass fucking sheep and believe all this Democratic, Republican thing, left versus right. Like, it's never going to be real to me, personally. I know it's going to be real to a lot of you, and I feel bad for a lot of you people that do buy into that stupid ass narrative, but hey, you want to live in that bubble? Go right ahead. I don't care. But for me personally, and a lot of people that are into alternate media theory shit, we know this is just a fake ass Broadway show. Like, I'm watching this cartoon trailer. It's just a fake show. It shouldn't be taken seriously. To me personally, you just gotta have a relationship with Jesus, Yahshua Hashem. That's it. And then it'll be good. Anyways, getting back to this now. Yeah, I kind of got that with some Lenny Snickets and like J.T. Tolkien's like Lord of the Rings, like how Gollum Smeagol was as a character. Like, I got a lot of that vibe, and like a lot of extra vibes that chick Lizzie Pod did with Hello Boss and what's it called, Hasbin Hotel. I could see it a little bit. It looks good. It looks real good. Anyways, aside from that, it looks kind of scary too. Like, I'm surprised this didn't do this in October, November. I've noticed for the past, like, maybe like 13, 14 years at the most, a lot of stuff that has to do with blood and gore and horror and a lot of scary violence and scary thriller shit. It's not just going on October anymore. It's like literally it's a year-round thing now. And they're showing a lot of scary ass horror fucking trailers from January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, and November and December. It's not just October like how it used to be when I was in the 90s and 2000s, good teenager. Now it's just every 2 weeks to every day almost. It's like scary horror thriller movie randomly now. It's crazy. I don't know. These characters look pretty interesting. They look alright. And it looks like something out of, like, what's it called? The Uncanny Valley shit. If any of you guys ever seen the other stuff, like, what's it called? Stop motions, like, stuff that was kind of creepypasta sort of like. So they probably got a lot of their inspiration from a lot of creepypastas from late 2000s or mid 2010s. And then they made it as a claymation thing. Because there are some videos out there that, especially old school YouTube videos, if any of you guys were in Newgrounds back in the day, which a lot of those people were Newgrounds, I think they went from that to YouTube later on. Or they went from that to maybe, if not Twitch, they probably went to like maybe Twitter X, I don't know, or TikTok. And they show their animation art. There's a lot of like super fucked up, disturbing ass freaking animations out there. I wouldn't even want my evilest of the evilest worst enemy to watch, because that's a mind screwing there. Honestly, it is. I've seen a couple that, like, I'm not gonna say it kept me up at night, but just say I had really, really crazy, fucked up ass dreams of like these. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't want to say they're demons chasing me, but like these weird, creepy looking, like vampire zombies or soldier things, or like from Call of Duty, like chase you around, and then they go on like an explosion thing. I'm not gonna say who the religion is, but it's kind of like the extremist Muslim sort of shit. And they go into a building and they explode everything. I'm not gonna say like the suicide, Brahmer things, because I want to say, oh, he must be racist to some Arab Muslim fools. I'm not. I don't care about any of that shit. Anyways, last final thing I'll say is that the voice acting, I only heard a little bit of it because they didn't really play that much of a voice acting. I would have liked to heard a little bit how the voice actors and actresses would have acted during this 1 minute 16-second trailer. I wish we could have got more of that, but I guess they want to save that till April 18th or 16th. So Gaslight, let's see, Gaslight District. I hope it's good. I hope it performs well. Maybe they'll do 5, 10, 15 episodes if it does good, like how Digital Circus and their other show, Murderous Drones, did. We'll see in due time. So, get to some internet news real quick. Alright, so, and it's funny because I don't know what it is, but like back when it was like 2014 to about 2021 or 22 at least. Like, I'm not saying the dude's an angel. Like, I honestly don't know, but at this point, I'm not gonna say I have a shitload of hatred or a shitload of animosity or anger towards this billionaire that's never gonna know who I am. But I'm not like a hardcore fan of the dude either, because I've seen a lot of the scary little hand esoteric secret society Freemason symbolism. The Mr. Dogeman himself, or better known as SpaceX, Twitter X, and CEO owner Tesla, freaking Elon Musk. I know he always does all those scary symbolisms like this and all that, which you shouldn't ever do. Shouldn't. I'm not saying, oh, if you do it, you're going to go to hell, but if you're entrapped into that type of mindset, like doing these symbols, like, oh, what am I doing though? And especially when it's a lot of these sports celebrities and actors and actresses do them, you shouldn't really be doing that, because you really don't know what actually the true symbolism is, in my opinion. And some people are going to get butthurt about that, but whatever. Anyways, so scientists bluntly blast Mr. Musk's hopes of going to Mars in the coming years. It's not going to happen. This comes from Julia Musto from Yahoo News. I'm just going to read like 2-3 sentences and that's it. NASA advisors taking billionaire Mr. Elon Musk plans to task, writing Thursday that the highly ambitious endeavor won't happen anytime soon. Musk, founder of SpaceX and of course Tesla and all that, repeatedly states that he's getting humans into Mars at the end of his goals. Speaking of course, Fox News, which all they ever do is lie to see it there, so it shows you where the dude's priorities at. But a lot of people that are 65 and up, a lot of senior citizens in Spanish, you call them viejitos, viejitas, or abuelitos, abuelitas, aka old senior citizen elder fools. They still eat this shit up, unfortunately. Until by the time they're dead, and I'm talking like 40, 50, 55, or 60, a lot of them may be gone. And we'll know, as at least some of us millennials at least will know, into buying an old-ass corporation news like this. But you shouldn't believe every single little thing the internet social media platforms say, too. Just saying. In my opinion, a little bit more trustworthy compared to the grand shitty legacy that corporation media news has. So he predicted that there was a multi-planetary civilization that could come as soon as the next 20 to 30 years. Previously, has predicted that the uncrewed landing on the red planet could happen as soon as 2026, with the humans there before 2030. As far as everything else goes, I want to get in my tinfoil hat on, but my hat for a little bit. I would love nothing more than to think that there's planets and there's spaces and galaxies and moons and universes that are out there, because there's even a dude like very, very super massively popular channel. I'm not going to say his name because some people already know who he is, but you already know. I kind of did like a mockery. I was kind of, I don't know, making fun of him or mocking him a little bit, but He's always got that really super smooth, genuine, not ASMR voice, but more like, everything's gonna be okay, and everything's gonna be fine. Don't worry about any of your problems, guys. He's like the Gen Z version of freaking Bob Ross, if anything. But I found out he was around on YouTube since like in 2011, 2012, but I didn't know him until like 2021 when the whole scammed him and planned him and thing was happening. That's when I guess he started getting a lot more views at that time. That, and of course, with a lot of girl VTubers reacting to his content and all that. Yeah, of course it's gonna get a lot more attention. And anyways, yeah. He showed this video of like they were showing like this thing of a moon landing. It was the first time they ever showed it in HD. And like I said, I know there's a lot of old school conspiracy theory videos. Oh, the moon landing wasn't real; it was fake, and everything on there, NASA said before, it's all a lie. The space isn't real. We only travel through interdimensional beings, and that's it. I don't know, man. I would love for all that shit to be real, galaxies and asteroid belts and all. Because when I was a '90s kid, I always used to dream about what it would be like to live in outer space and being in NASA and being an astronaut. But I'm glad I never got that dream, because probably would have to sell my soul off to you know who. So there's that. So I don't know. The only way we're ever gonna figure this out after we die, and if there's the afterlife of heaven and hell, then we'll know. Yeah, there was galaxies and universe of stars and suns and all the other moons and shit that was out there. Yeah, it was a real place, or it was just all fabricated BS lie. I don't know. It's crazy, man. I could get in a whole other separate video on that, but I'm not going to, because I'm not trying to lose a shit ton of subscribers. I'm just saying. And this one gets into a little bit more. It says, new Mars photo from NASA Perseverance rover shows red planet of Mars. Stunning details. Comes from, probably going to butcher this name, Astrios or Astrios? It's still recording on. Just making sure it was still going. Giorgio or Giorgio? Astrios or Geos? Yes, since successfully touching down on planet Mars on February 18th. I thought it was March 22nd, 23rd, like 2-3 days ago, because I was watching this dude's channel. I thought it was only a couple hours or a day or two ago it came out. I didn't know it was on February or March 1st. That's what it said before. Mars Perseverance has already sent back some speculatory images of our planetary neighbor. These includes, I'll just read these other two and I'll get to the last one. That's it. Sets of images that NASA released last week showed Mars with stunning details. The spectacular color photo was captured February 24th. I thought this was earlier this month. See, it's not making sense. I don't know if this is misinformation, disinformation, or, I'm believing that, but, or they're just making shit up. I don't know. Using the rover's Mastcam, hopefully say that, Mastcam Z camera system, they showed the arid landscape of the rover's landing site, the 28-mile wide Jezero crater. I'm saying that right. Jezero's crater. Researchers think this area was once home to a river delta billions of years ago. That's the part where they're saying billions and trillions of years. That's when I feel like they're making a lot of fucking shit up, in my opinion. Making it a promising spot to search for signs of ancient microbial life. Yeah, we'll never know. There's a picture of it too, but here's the thing. Since I don't live that far away from where Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah is, and there's even parts over here in this state where I live over here, it's Vegas, obviously. If you've known my channel for a long time, you know I've lived here for a long ass time. There's areas like, what is the freaking Mojave Desert, or there's even other areas like that valley, or parts of Arizona like the Grand Canyon. It kind of looks like the same shit like here. The only difference is there's no houses and stuff around there, and there's no shots of other little animals and stuff. That's the thing. I can't believe anything NASA says after I woke up from this matrix way back in 2009, early 2010. I stopped believing everything the government said, everything after that. I haven't believed them since like 2009 or 2010. I just never gave them the time of day, because I know they were lying pieces of freaking extra. And I've always had hatred for them ever since. And you can call me anti-government and all that, but I don't give a fuck, bro. It is what it is. I don't know if I have it here. Hold on, for Wikipedia. Alright, Google. There was a freaking video on it too. I don't know which one it was. If it was this one or was, I think it was this video or it was another video. I was watching a couple. Oh no! I think it might have been this one. It's weird. It shows the planet Mars, but I don't know if that's real or fake. It could be fake, especially with the way AI generated shit is nowadays. You don't know. And I know, like, everyone's like, oh, you must be a flat, earther. I'm not saying I'm a flat earther, but, like, sometimes I kind of sort of think, like, this is the reason I can't trust government. I could get in a whole other separate video on this. I'll just see it for long story short. Why is it you think only super rich, powerful people, which either way, because I remember even the video of this dude, I know he was a hardcore flat earther fool. Divergent, aka Nico, like, there's a place, and I don't know if any guys live in Australia or New Zealand, they say that, like, there's this big giant ass freaking gate thing that says you're not allowed to pass it, because if you do, you'll go to prison for, like, the rest of your life. I don't know if that's true or not, but I remember he says something about, like, if you go past, you're not allowed to go past any further Antarctica, because that place is like a forbidden zone or something. And I'm not saying the flat earth shit's 100% fake. I don't know. I have no idea. Honestly, like, if I stayed here for the rest of my life on Earth as a 70, 89-year-old man and I pass away, hey, that's fine with me. I'm totally alright with that. Whether we go up to heaven or have to burn in hell, it's either way. It is what it is. I just want to die knowing that I had a good ass time on Earth as long as I did. But I don't know. It's funny because that's why they have these special people in government. They're only allowed to go to Antarctica and that's it. But I don't know, because I know there's a lot of the videos I make them look crazy and delusional and saying, like, what if there's something past the gates of Antarctica? Because it was like this old story from the 30s, 40s, where this dude, his name's Sergeant Admiral Mr. Bird or whatever, and he claimed, I don't know if he was dreaming all this shit, if it was an illusion or if it was a vision he had from God or some other shit, I don't know. But he said that he went way, way past anything Antarctica, or I think past the North Pole, whatever, and, like, he saw some super crazy, realistic Tomorrowland, Jetsons, futuristic, future advanced, freaking different forms of life of people over there that were different from humans, and that shit was like, okay, that sounds real fucking crazy, but I don't know. Even now, if there really was some crazy ass civilization that's a billion times more smarter than us, that's fucking wild. It really is. Anyways, and that's what it looked like there. And something completely irrelevant to that. That's a celebrity shit. I haven't talked about this dude in a really long ass time. Oh my god. Mr. Ye, aka Kanye West, flees to Tokyo, decompresses after vulgar social media rants that may land him into legal trouble. This comes from Vanessa Serman. Alright, just real quick, I'm gonna read it. It says, Kanye West has fled to Tokyo, their vulgar, controversial social media rants against his ex-wife, of course, Kim Kardashian, and Beyonce and Jay-Z's children. Insiders told TMZ that Monday the Bounty rapper traveled to Los Angeles to Japan last week to instantly calm down. Sources claim that being in Tokyo makes West feel completely disconnected and calm. Really? Alright. While LA can be a trigger for him. I don't know. Honestly, if ever the day I get to either see, if not just Japan, but like maybe South Korea or the Philippines, I would be like the coolest badass day in my whole fucking life. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, yeah, I don't really care about it. I don't even know if this is even really Kanye West anymore. I know there's that whole clone theory, like, oh, this is another dude. It's not Ye anymore because the real Kanye West would never did it. He could have did it. I don't know if it's because he's on some crazy psyop mind control shit that's telling him to do all this, or he just doesn't give a crap what media thinks about him no more. Because I already seen how absolutely insane as fuck. As somebody that grew up with a lot of his music in middle school and high school, it's real sad as fuck that he came down to this mental disability sort of like fucked in the head sort of way that he behaves. But you know what? That's all on him, bro. And it's funny because I'm not trying to blame, because I know a couple of years ago he said, oh, by the way, I'm going to be a Christian now. I'm going to do whatever God tells me to do, you know. Like, and then he's throwing up all these Freemason, Illuminati shit in his videos. Like, come on, are you worshiping Satan, the devil, Baphomet? Or are you really, truly worshiping Heavenly Father, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit and God. Like, it's like how ever since you're not allowed to serve two masters. You can only serve one master or you serve the other master. And that's not me, oh, I'm being a holier pastor person. I don't know. I'm just saying. It's kind of crazy. It was this West Word not here. That's it. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen, bros, women. And boys and fans, we'll talk as more. I'll see you next week. Have a good day, have a night, wherever in the world you're out there. Don't drink smoke at the same time. Don't do my clothes. Stay tuned with your conscious channel. Go to video game industry news once in a while. Especially anime, manga news, virtual VTuber drama news, sports, kid, Dexerto stuff. And of course, reactions to movie trailer reactions, cartoon trailer reactions, and as always, besides cartoon, video game, obviously video game trailers and all that good stuff. And once in a while, the muscles like I did just now. Alright, peace out, my soccer out. Listen, my team. Let's take it easy, stay safe, and no taking the jobs or any of the freaking hydrogels or any of that scary shit. I'm out. Take it easy. Goodbye.